Hey everyone, I'm Chad. Thanks for coming to Record Wargaming. Today we have a match between Ryan and Thomas. Ryan brought his Grey Knights and Thomas brought the Necrons. Make sure to stick around till the end. They have a really good sit and chat talking about the armies and kind of the game overview. And Thomas talks a little bit about his future plans. But for now, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, join the horde. Stick around for the show, folks. Here we go.
I've got 3 bags of dice.
Jeez.
But I don't carry this one.
So we got to roll for attacker and defender.
Alright.
I got a 4.
I'm going to use a different color than you then.
Okay. So I will be... I'm going to choose to be attacker. Let's see. No. I'm going to be defender.
So you pick the opponent's side.
Yeah, so I'm
And
just
I
going to
play
play this
first.
side. Yep. Okay, so today we're going to be playing Scorched Earth as Strike Force mission from Grand Tournament 2021. It's number 1-2 on page 38 and 39. It's a 6 objective mission. Its type is Take and Hold. It's a Control 1, Control 2, and Control More. It has a secondary objective called Raise. At the end of the battle, the player who scores 6 victory points will score 6 victory points if one objective marker was removed from the battlefield due to successful raise objective action performed by the unit during the battle, and 12 points if it does it twice. And then the mission rules for that action: you can have one unit from your army can start to perform this action at the start of the movement phase. Yada yada yada. You know what raise does? It destroys the thing, and you move on. I think this is one of the ones that just sucks and you don't want to do it. From what I remember, because you have to do it in their deployment zone. It's the only place you can do it.
Yeah, you can burn theirs.
Yeah, you can't burn your own, unfortunately. So yeah, take 1, take 2, take more.
Well, it's the rule of 3, so unless you can squad them together, you can only run 3 of each data sheet.
Oh, with the new update.
Well, no, that's all of it. The rule of 3 on.
That's 6.
You get to go first, yeah.
So you get to redeploy at this point too?
I get to move after you're done. So
Oh.
that's before the game starts, before we actually go into it. My whole army's got a 6-inch move.
Okay. So
you're gonna go first, Ryan?
He has to go
I
first.
have to go
Because his is a redeploy.
These guys here. I'm gonna move them towards the center. I don't really know why this Ankh is here, but okay.
Just to take up space.
Of course it's there to take up space. I get that part.
If you guys don't want them there, just take them off both sides.
No, it's fine. It's gonna be the advantage. It's fine. So we're just gonna move him over so they're not seen. We will take these guys and shift them to be just slightly over, and these guys can come out. We'll take the spot. Okay. Alright, that's my pregame move, or my redeploy, so you can go to your movement. So, what you saw before, where I moved some guys around, that is Foretelling Locust. It's one of the gifts that you can give to one of the Grandmasters, or whoever, you know, depending on who you pay for. So, that's what I did. 6-inch for everybody, basically.
Yep.
Great. Great. Have fun with that.
Alright, so part of my dynasty, since I'm a custom dynasty, is they have the relentless expansion. So I was able to move 6 inches up the board from the starting places of the army. So we kind of shuffled around, trying to get a little bit forward, trying to get in the face of the Grey Knights, and we'll see how it works.
Okay, hey guys, it's Ryan. I'm here today playing Grey Knights again. Same guys that I'm playing with, different type of list. So I'm going with 2 battalion, or not 2 battalions, but 2 patrol detachments. One is rapiers, and one is going to be prescient. So let's just start going down from here to there. So this is my Grandmaster who has the jank going on. He has the Warlord traits of Nemesis Lord and Divination. He also has, you know, obviously WYSIWYG with the sword, the silencer, and the incinerator. Next to him is another Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight. He has the Foretelling Locust, which allowed me to do that. He has Hammer of Righteousness and Empiric Amplification and Ghostly Bonds for him. Next to them is a unit of 5 Interceptors, all with falchions. Next to them is a unit of Strike Squads, one with a hammer. The rest of them have halberds, except for one has a Nemesis Warding Staff. Next to them is a unit of Terminators. We have 5 man here. One of them does have a side cannon, and one does have a hammer. These 2 units and the non-jank Grandmaster are part of the Rapiers Battalion. Moving down, we have this guy here. He's another Nemesis Dread Knight. He doesn't have, it's a WYSIWYG for what he has. He has a side cannon and an incinerator. No weapon. He is also a part of the Rapiers Battalion, or detachment. Next to them we have a Strike Squad. They're part of Prescient. We have an Apothecary, who is a part of the Rapiers. We have Lord Caldor Drago himself next to these guys, and he is part of the Rapiers. Then we have this model right here. It's the Librarian. I should probably try my best to keep this model and this model separated as much as possible. Just do this, just so they're separated there. Next to them is a squad of Pallies. The Pallies are a part of the Prescient. And then we have another Interceptor squad with falchions.
And how many points overall?
2,000. Exactly.
Hi. So we'll be playing the Necrons today. We're going to be our own dynasty. We're going to be running Eternal Conquerors, which is going to give my whole army minus the Silent King and the Nightbringer objective secure, and then of course Relentless Expansion, which gives me the 6-inch pregame move, which has already taken place. Kind of moving up the board. So I have my Warlord. It's going to be the
Start on this end and go
Let me
back.
start on this end?
Yep.
Alright, so I got a Technomancer with 20 warriors sitting over here. 4 of the little bugs. He doesn't have anything special on him. I have my Nightbringer. He's running his power, and he's also going to run, to start out with, Star of the Falling Skies. We'll see how that plays. Most of their stuff's MSU, so it's not the most reliable, but it is still a pretty good power. We have our Catacomb Command Barge with our Orb for the Resurrection Orb. Not the Relic, just the normal one. And then we have a 5-man unit of Sword and Board here to kind of guard all the heroes that we can. All the nobles. Sitting behind them is the Silent King himself. Going to try to hunt some baby carriages. Moving over to this side, I got another 20 warriors sitting with the Chronomancer. He, of course, has the Vel. So he will be able to jump a unit. And then 4 more bugs. They are Praetorians in reserve to come in.
How many points is it?
It's $19.99.
Okay, so that went okay, but not great. I didn't really want first turn, but I'm glad that I have it. So I was able to move my interceptors forward. They were able to do their psychic action, and be able to get the Purify Ritual. So I got 4 of those this turn, which I believe is 6 secondary points. And I got Engage on all fronts with my Interceptor squads being on that side of the table. So that is another 3 points in secondary objectives. So far, not too bad, but could be worse next turn because I'm scared of the big guy. That looks not too great. So, but yeah, that's what we did. There was this guy here. He did the action to raise the banner. Same over here. That's the other strike squad. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Shot a bunch of stuff. Missed a bunch of stuff.
What did you end up killing?
That many guys.
Bunch of warriors and both scarab squads.
Yep. So both scarab squads are gone, but and some warriors. But that's pretty much it. I'm about to lose a bunch of guys.
All right, here we go. Necrons, turn 1.
Well, we did some killing. Didn't get a lot of points this game. I forgot to rod, so we lost that. But I jumped out I Veil of Darkness, my group out of here. Jumped into that back corner. They did some work. They took down the librarian and the apothecary. So they were able to get that jump in. Combined fire. My big guy only managed to kill 1 Terminator. Between Satan powers and some shooting over here, we took all this down. And I'm just kind of pulling over to try to stay away from the knights until I'm ready to deal with them.
It's probably smart.
Yeah.
Probably.
And what's the score so far?
I have 8 points after round 1. He has 3 points after round 1. In secondaries only, obviously.
All right, here we go. Grey Knights, turn 2.
So, that didn't go as well as planned, and I made a couple of mistakes here. My paladins tried to kill the Satan and his warlord and failed. He got him down to 2 wounds, but he's going to probably heal for 3 again. The warlord is down to 1 wound left. He barely made that after a reroll. My charge failed here to get in. After his guys got brought in the back, Drago went to go deal with them. He is down to 3 guys left in whatever dude this is. My Terminators are trying to move in and get into the fight. These guys are holding these objectives because I need to hold them. And I got my 2 Dread Knights over here trying to kind of move forward. My mistake that I made is I should have taken these guys and had him charge in instead of falling back away from the big bad Overlord man. Because if I didn't fall back, then I would have got 3 points for engage on all fronts, but I only get 2 because actually I don't even get 2 now because he killed this unit of paladins. So I don't get any points for engage on all fronts, so I'm stuck at 3 there. I got 2 points for raise the banner this turn, and I stopped myself at 4 points for purifying ritual. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I did get 15 points at the beginning of the round because I had 2 and more than him. So going into his first turn or his second turn, I believe you get 10 points for objectives. So yeah, Necrons, turn 2.
So this round went relatively good. I was getting a little nervous running out of assets, trying to deal with stuff, and still had 3 baby carries on the board. The Silent King's minions actually, for the first time ever, came in big, and they fired down and popped the wounded knight over here, Grandmaster over here. And then on this side, I was able, between plinking fire from all my different units, some of my, I don't remember if my
Your
Nightbringer got any of his powers in, but then I was able to charge everything in, and between them, they were able to bring down this baby carrier. So now I've dealt with 2 of them. 1 left. The Nightbringer plinked off a couple people here and there with his star, Sky of Star and Falls, and then, of course, his Drago finish that unit up. I knew that was happening, but
It's only 3 guys. This guy's gonna die, or that guy over there's gonna die. One of them is.
somebody's dying. But
Somebody's gonna die. Hopefully it's not my guy.
so that's it so far. So
What's the score?
So secondary points. He is. We don't know. I gotta look up what Rod gives you after you get 1. If it's only 1, you have 10 points in secondaries. I have a total of
I want to say it's 3 per corner.
14 for me, and then I have 15 points of primary. He has 10 points of primary.
Yeah, I think it's 3 points a corner.
Yeah, I will.
You
Just
get
check
12
real
at the
quick.
total.
I believe that you're right. So you have to do it at least twice, and if you do it twice, you get 4. So he has no points for Rod yet, so it's still only 9 to, it looks like, 14 for secondaries. So I'm ahead a little bit.
All right, here we go. Grey Knights, turn 3.
That was a pretty productive round. Drago really came in clutch with a couple things, as well as a lot of shooting. Just the mass horde of Stormbolter just came in really well and killed the Satan and stuff. So we have his Warlord is dead, his Satan is dead. All that's left is the Silent King, and I say that knowing that he is a f***ing monster. The guy in this corner also died. So yeah, lots of smites, a lot of good smite damage. So these 2 will be dead. Looking back this way, he only has 1 unit here and another unit there, so we're whittling them down pretty good. In this back corner, all that's left is this Dread Knight decided to do Sweeping Blow instead, which worked out, and this guy barely survived, I think, by 1 on his save. So I have my other guys back here holding this objective for the moment. We'll see what he decides to do next. He's going to get... I only had 10 points for my primary last round. I got another 2 points for raised banners, and I got 2 points for engage on all fronts. And he's going to get 10 points at the start of his turn.
All right, here we go. Necrons, turn 3.
I have made the decision that after the big Silent King decides to go up here and be within 36-inch range, the only way I could jank away from it is way back in this corner. But that means he'll just be able to take the 2 shots at it somewhere else. So I'm going to use the Sigil of Excellence to allow me to take that 3-up invuln save. And I can take an invuln save against those shots, correct?
Everything is.
Okay. Alright. These are the 2 big shots from it.
Here's the Manir. Hitting on 2s.
Jeez.
Rerolling. Take a point off.
You rolling it?
Yep. Both hit.
Let's do the...
Strength 12. You are tough. You are
Toughness 6. Because
2.
Grandmaster Dread Knights and Dread Knights in general suck.
Oh, only 1 went through.
Only 1?
Only 1.
Alright, 3-up invuln save.
Got it. There you go. You're good.
Alright, so then the rest of your stuff was declared on him as well.
Correct. Here is my Scepter of Eternal Glory. 3 shots. Hitting on 2s. 2 shots.
I would pick different dice.
Wounded on 3s. 1.
Stays?
Oh, he's going to think all this stuff good. Next one is 9 shots. 2s.
All of them?
Oh, yeah, but this is the junky one.
The junky one. Oh, no.
Yeah.
What you got?
4s.
8? Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Okay.
-2.
8
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's your
8
involved.
and -2, so it goes to 4 still. That's bad.
Man, why couldn't that have been the Manir?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 go through how much damage a piece?
1.
Okay, well, so he goes down from 13 to 8. I don't think he's bracketed yet. Alright. 8 is where
That's a
he
single turn thing, right?
Yep, that's a once per battle.
Was much needed, though.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. It's perfect timing.
Yep.
Alright, so we're running out of assets here. I shot at his Dread Knight. He popped his 3-up invuln. tanked pretty much everything. Was still able to, between combined fire, bring him down to 8. I had brought out the squadron of his paladins, I think is what they're called.
These are strikes.
Or the strikes that were sitting on the objective. Taking that objective away from him. I was able to drop down and take out his last squad of Terminators. So really, it looks like I got to do with his Grandmaster, 2 squads, and then Drago. So Silent King's going to have to just move over and kind of force these guys out. I'll bring my Praetorians down, and that'll at least allow me to get some more points of Strangle. I got Strangle this time. I got another Rod. Got some more points for killing characters with Silent King. So we're going to try to do in-game to bring the points back in.
What's the score?
He has 10. He has 20 primaries. I have 25 primaries currently at the end of Battle Round 3. And then he has 19 secondary points, and I have 28.
All right, here we go. Grey Knights, turn 4.
Drago decided to shoot some guys over here. In the meantime, the Grandmaster, who tanked all the other shots, also helped. There's only 3 guys left. They are barely holding on to this objective, but I got his other guy off of that one. Was that Chronomancer?
Yeah. No, it's Technomancer.
Technomancer? So he's dead. So he's only controlling this objective because there's nobody on this objective right now. Drago is hiding back here, fighting the Silent King. He's only took out one of the Menhirs so far. Other than that, we have these guys still holding this objective. We had the Interceptors move off of this objective to kill that one guy. So both the Dread Knight moved away so he could shoot, and then came back and charged this guy. So he's gone. And so we control 2 objectives while he controls 1. So that kind of seals the deal for me where he only can control 2 at a time. I'm going to max out on points probably for my primary. So it looks pretty good right now. Pretty good.
So this is the guy you ended up killing over here.
Lich Lord.
All right, here we go. Bottom of turn 4 for the Necrons.
So it worked pretty good. Ran these guys over here to grab this objective. Tightened those guys up to grab that objective. Dropped in. Got that objective. So far MVP is still going to be the Silent King. He killed Drago and moved over, killed all these guys. So we're good. So I got to contend with an 8 wound jumping Grey Knight here and the 5-man. Last turn, and the score is
Very close.
very close.
All right, here we go. Turn 5, Grey Knights.
So my turn was very short. I decided to effectively make him work for his charge to get over to me. So I stayed here, stayed within 3 there, and I did Astral Castigation to here, or Ethereal Castigation to get to here. We shot this unit off, and we were overpowering the number over there. So that was probably the best move I could make. We don't get anything for Engage on all fronts, and we're not getting anything for Purify, and we don't get anything for banners anymore because he's within 3 here, he's within 3 here, so my banners are gone. So my final score ends up being 7 plus 6, which is 13, plus 10, so 23. I think you win. Because I max out at 63 points plus 10 for everything, but both of us get the plus 10. So I'm at 63 right now.
We walked back through it. Basically, I got my last stranglehold. Looks like it's going to be 67 to 63. Necrons eke out the win. It didn't look like it was going to go that way at the beginning. I was losing models really quick.
How did you end up getting it though?
Just dropped this guy back. So he ran off this objective because they had so much here to grab this objective, giving me the three objectives. So.
And you couldn't rod with this guy.
Yeah,
that's why
Silent King can't rod, so we're not getting any more rod points, but you know.
Technically it's 77 to 73, but that's for the painted army thing, which is whatever at this point. Because, yeah, I think I should have got more points for engage on all fronts, but I got shot off the board pretty quickly, and I screwed up that one turn. If I wouldn't have done that, if I wouldn't have screwed up, I could have.
Yeah, I think falling back was big because you let me keep this for a while.
Yeah, because I should have charged and probably would have killed him and had control of that, and that would have.
And it would have forced me to come and have to deal over here, where you had so many of your Dread Knights over here that as soon as you flared this side, I jumped my unit of guys out of there, leaving nothing over here, and then pretty much moved all my Silent King and everything over here to.
And I didn't get to do my Librarian Bomb, which I should have just left in the air, but I decided against it because of how strong of I mean, you were bunched together, but I think there was so much chaff in front, it wouldn't have done me any good.
Really close game.
Yeah. Of course it comes down to me making horrible decisions. That's why I lose.
Well, and the problem is if you leave the Silent King till the end, he gets super, super strong because there's not much to do with him.
Yeah.
And he just kind of mows through stuff.
How the hell are you supposed to kill that thing?
I've got him shot off the table turn 1 before. I lost him at turn 1 at the tournament.
Oh my gosh.
It was against Sister's Army.
Oh.
Yeah, they shot the crap out of him and then put a bunch of the flagellants or whatever they're in. The little.
Yeah, I think, like you said, we were alluding to earlier, if I would have taken my unit of interceptors, instead of falling back, kept them on this side, they may have killed this guy and I would have had the objective. You could have fell back an inch and shot them off with the Silent King. That's what I figured you were going to do with them. That's why I didn't keep them there. And that was a mistake, because if I would have done that, I would have denied you another 5 points, which already would have made it so that I would have won by 1. You know, so that would have changed the whole entire end of the game with that. So.
Well, I was really hoping you were going to jump that guy into the corner.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you know that guy, in the corner.
I was hoping you'd jump him because that would have taken him out of the game. You'd have jumped him over there and then had to come back with him, and I could have just kept going around and
shooting everything else. Shoot everything else, so I don't get to jump.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great first move if you lose. You know, people sometimes they want to burn it, or they'll do what you did and just not even shoot him the entire game until you're in combat. This is the only time I lost anything. So. So probably your MVP is probably your Silent King.
Yeah, he does really good damage. I've never had the Miniers work that well as dropping that one guy. That's the first time they've ever both hit and both gone through on something that had enough wounds to make it
worthwhile.
Fill it.
I mean, 12 damage to a Dread Knight's great.
Well, 12 damage to anything that's got multiple wounds is most of the time you end up popping like a Space Marine or something stupid with it.
Yeah. What would be your worst unit that you think you brought?
Myself. I feel like you missed a bunch of his buffs. Necrons they work well together, and I didn't use a lot of their stratagems. They have their shooting exploding sixes and stuff like that, and I'm not fluent enough with them yet. I haven't played them enough to remember all the different nuances that they have. And since they're not one of the top tier armies, this list is probably not one I would run anymore at a tournament just because of all the new changes with them.
Oh yeah.
I would be bringing the Wraiths and the Destroyer Cult guys because they're all core now. So. Like my Technomancer, he could stand up one warrior a turn, but he could have also stood up a Scorpec Destroyer or a normal Destroyer now, or a Wraith, something that's worth points. So they're more valuable with that stuff. And the Scorpec Destroyers, the old Locust Destroyers, they have a good punch shooting. So my list is just what I happen to have. left out from in the process of moving. But it works well. I have run it at some other tournaments. It works well if the people are willing to come towards you, which you pretty much came up immediately,
Yeah,
which
have to.
allowed my guns
Have
to
to.
work because my guns are really short ranged.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that mid game. So that was nice because we were both at each other real quick. Where a lot of the armies stay out of my range.
I was like, oh, you get to make 6-inch move? Go right ahead, you know, because I want you within that smite range. But, you know, it kind of sucks. You know, I've said it a couple times. Grey Knights, the guns that they have are garbage. The only good guns they have are side cannons, and the only time you get to use them is in purgation squads, or if they're on a Nemesis Dread Knight, you know, putting the side cannons on them. But pretty much, that's it. Like, you don't really
but
get good guns.
you've got tons of
Smiting and different psychic powers now. Yeah.
of bullets, just sheer weight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
sheer weight of
some
bullets
things
kills the
that you
Satan.
can get a lot of stuff. Yeah.
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 But it just feels very, you know, repetitive that I don't have anything strong enough to kill the big things. You know, the best thing I can do is bring the guy with a sword or a hammer, and that's the most damage they can do. The dog wants to be in the video, I guess.
Yeah, he does. She does. You know, it's here to stay. Is that all that y'all have access to?
I can get a dreadnought with some las cannons. I can get a storm raven, but you know how expensive storm ravens are, you know.
You can't use any of the Primaris tanks or anything like that?
I can get a land raider, and that's pretty much it. A rhino, the other one that has a gun on top of the rhino, but it's not the predator.
Yeah, the Predator.
Yeah, it's not that one. But
Can you make a shooty version of those guys? The carriages? Do they have a more shootier version?
No,
Like,
it's
did you drop
I get
their
12
their
shots
swords?
here, and I can get a side cannon on this side. That's as much as you can get.
Okay, so you can't drop their melee for more firepower?
Nope. Nope. You can get rid of their melee entirely like the other model has, where it doesn't have anything on it. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like,
I mean, Grey Knights are doing great in the meta right now.
yes.
The MSU?
Yes. So the way that happens is through interceptor squads, and I am currently in the process of figuring out what the right paint scheme for what I want to do, and then I have 20 interceptor models, 10 with halberds and 10 with a sword. And then I also have another set of strike squads that all have falchions, and I have to rebase those. I got those from a local gaming store called Phoenix Games. Yeah, I have a lot, and we're just trying to put them together. You know, I didn't really like the whole, oh, I'm gonna bring 6 of these baby carriers. Like, what's the point of that? That doesn't seem great. You know, it's like I'll just go play knights instead. At that point,
Knights are looking really good right now.
knights are really good.
I wish mine
really,
were
really
still
good.
out. Yeah. I think, though, the one thing that I noticed, and I have not played against Grey Knights a lot, but the Grey Knights that I have played against, it seemed like they jumped all over the place.
Oh yeah, that's why they're scary. I could have spent a command point if I had any. I only started this game with 5 command points, which was because I ran 2 detachments, which already makes me lose 2 off the bat, and I did a bunch of, like, you know, Shield of Humanity, you know, all this other stuff, which it's a cost of CP for each one. So I went from 12 to, effectively, if I only ran one, let's say I ran a battalion detachment, I spent 5 command points on other crap before the game, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that's what I seem to see in, like, she just loves to be here.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Knights are gonna be a force to reckon with now. Everybody's got Knights, they just don't play them right now. I think everybody's gonna grab them, dust them off, and they're gonna. In 8th edition, it would seem like every other game he played was against Knights, so I feel like that's coming. No, just Knights. Like like when the Castellan first came out, and it was like just insanely overpowered. Right, basically, you could shoot a whole army off the table with just a Castellan. I think you're going to see a lot more of those people that built Knights back then, bringing them back out because of their new rules.
And that's, you know,
I don't know. I love my knights.
When you came back and killed the apothecary, he was the only one I gave warp shaping. I've learned this lesson before too, but I just clearly. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say I learned it because I did it again. I should have gave somebody else warp shaping as well.
Redundancy, yeah.
Yeah, because you killed him, and I'm like, wow, all right. I guess I can't do any of the rapier stuff. And I'm like, oh, I wanted to kill the Satan. He was so dangerous, so I didn't do the prescient one where, I don't know if you know this, but basically I roll a 4 or a 5 and you take like D3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know a lot about them.
D6. It's bad. It's like, oh, you move, I roll a dice. You charge, I roll a dice.
And so the Satan is really, really strong, but he's also really, really easy to deal with.
Especially when you have this army.
I have a lot of issues of running him in. I guess it's the way I play him. He doesn't last very long because he is very strong in melee, but the strongest and most efficient way to play him is to just base off his Satan powers, because you can keep doing it every turn. You just kind of like duck and hide him, and then you do the same. You basically do what I did with the Silent King. You duck and hide him until like all the scary stuff's gone, and then he just comes out and like mows out the rest of the group. So. But the problem is you had so much smite and stuff like that. You're playing in at least 2 of the phases every turn.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't last long when that happens.
The Psycannons really came in really helpful against your Satan. I think that would for me is the MVP. It's just the Psycannons. The least valuable player would be the Librarian or myself as well, because I should have played him differently.
Well, and when you were setting them up, as soon as you moved out, I was like, yeah, that corner's right where I'm going. I was like, if I can weather this storm, I'm going to let him sink deep into these warriors, and then once he gets around that corner, I'm gone.
When I was going to redeploy him, just to be like, oh, put all your stuff over here to kill it, man. And then I figured out it's not a core unit, so I can't use my locust thing on it. So it was basically screwed.
Do you want to mention anything about moving out of town?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this was officially my last game for a while up here. I will be headed to Texas this weekend, actually. Moving back down to Texas. That's where I'm originally from. I'm hoping to be able to continue doing some Arctic Horde filming in Texas with different people. So when I get down there, if people want to come play, let me know. I can travel as well. We can shoot some videotapes of some games. Also looking to be able to do some of the local tournament scene down there to send up here. So maybe do the New Orleans Open and stuff like that. I know Texas has got a great scene for the 40k side. They have 9 major GTs in Texas, and they actually have a group that competes in Texas. They just use the 9 majors, and they give away like a wrestling belt. So it's called the Texas 9 or something. If you like, whoever wins the most out of just the Texas stuff, holds this belt for until the next year. It's pretty cool. So they've got a really big Warhammer, not so much AOS, but a lot of Warhammer. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then of course you have the Dallas Open and the Dallas teams, and so I hope to see people down there. If you're down there and you're watching this, when you like it, subscribe, put a comment down below, and I'll reach out to y'all and hope to see people down there.
All right. Well, Peanut kind of wants to go. So, thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
If you like, share, and subscribe, and join the Horde. We'll talk to you next time.